Hey everybody, hope you're having a good day. It's Monday, so we're going to continue our catch-up playthrough of the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. Last time we are still on Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth Tournament Ablaze. We only got a little bit through the middle section. So we're probably going to be doing more of that. So that being said, let's go continue regrouping and situation update. In this case, March 14th, 9:21 p.m. Open air stage. I left the mass to investigation to Francesca and returned to Papaleo. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into the statue. Mr. Edgeworth! It's okay. What's the situation? Oh, it's great! This game is so much fun. In other words, they made absolutely no progress. We were good, honest, sir. We've been investigating our hearts out. Very well then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir. You have permission to enter the Alabahestian emissary, is that correct? Yep. As the local detective, I'm helping out with the investigation on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Oh, understood, sir. I happen to run in there. I'll get them back to her. And if I don't, I guess I'll unload them somewhere. Doesn't seem all that enthusiastic to go find her, but I can't blame him. Evans that has lost their value given the gumshoe. Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really gonna throw that autograph away? Yes, because that Steel Samurai was a fake. Steel Samurai autograph scrunched up into a bowl and disposed of. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. When they say evidence has been removed, remaining evidence has been rearranged. A ladder. Actually, that's a step ladder. They're the exact same thing. No way! From the structure up, they're totally different. But of course, from a thief perspective, the best kind of ladder is a rope ladder. A step ladder is mostly heavy to carry around after all. And from a prosecutor's perspective, any type of ladder is guilty of being dangerous during an earthquake. We needed that to do. For one reason. Bags full of cement powder are stacked up here. I suppose they're for renovation. Yeah, because I don't smell a drop of gold here. Or any other treasure for that matter. Hey, the only scent you should detect in a place like this is the smell of sweat. Hey, my treasure! That was a pretty good play on words there. Ah, Gummy! Don't randomly jump in to one of our dialogues like that. Were you age-driven on as Detective Gumshoe? No, it's not like that, sir. It would appear that the stage is also scheduled to be renovated. You know, I would love to perform on a stage like this. Something like the Great Thief Show. I should think it would be a bad idea for a thief to show their face to the world. No, not yet. I still. Ah, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You must be tired. Here, have these. You can eat whatever you like. And these are. The Jacob's Bird Cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern. However, these colognes do nothing for me right now. It's the open air stage. What function does it serve exactly? But we don't. We use it for Friday events. Yeah. So to attract that little extra bit of attention to Papa. I heard that night, or in the Alabastian's Rose Garden, Ambassador Alba was to give a speech. And you know what? Nothing to me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Tojin told you that? Yes, he did. Which is why I thought I should give my speech of my, I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire the Yet Aggressor started. Exactly. Ambassador Palino, I'd like to ask you a little more about the Permit statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabastians and Benimons used to be one country called Coptopenia? Yes, I know that much about your history. Well, the Permit statue belongs to the founders of Coptopenia. At least, that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed upon the king of Coptopenia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty and the right to rule, I take it? Right. Just in time. Which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore we hold the right to rule, is the reason. It's great, hey, when you think about it though, I suppose. Yeah. Ali Balance and Balance were to re-establish relations. Shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The Prima Duck statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Palino knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps we try showing him this key as to see what to say about it. Ambassador Palino, would you please take a look at this for me? The Prima Duck statue seen in right now actually belongs to Bahabel. So it would appear. I should have called Miss Mankara about this earlier. Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Bahabel's Prima Duck statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession. Yes, well, I've already inspected myself. And it is definitely Albanian statue. I know because it's the real statue. Then you're saying that Banos was a replica? And perhaps to say it's true, though, even though I knew that someday would be exposed. I received my orders from the leader Babel, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Baba then. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. To say that we cannot determine which statue was the real one.
Hold it!
Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured out our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even about were to lose this, the reunification of the countries is what's important. So, I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a secret. If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that being betrayed by my own secretary. The real symbol of love will be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? Ambassador Palladino, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yes, oh, and don't worry. You can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you be coming to Papa, yes? Thank you, but just one thing is all I require. Many coaching, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary. Sure, I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well, I had to put it in one word. He was an able man. If there was anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to go get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose is completely going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an evil man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings. Sounds like Mr. Koshin had a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Babalese representative at the Country Unification Council, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, has the 9 events proceeded without a hitch? Our 2 countries were to reunify and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. I suppose not. This statue resembles that hero, the Steel Samurai, don't you agree? Don't you think? I was thinking, what would you say to changing its name to the Steel Samurai statue? Just by attracting a few more tourists for our country if I did, right? I'm not sure what to think. I thought that thing was a national treasure. Ambassador Palladino, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this. I beg you would know more. Yes, and I. Thank you for not knowing anything about that with these coupons. Thank you, however, I feel must decline. For me, that Babalese ink was being used in such an evil scheme. If people were to find out, that would really tarnish the global image of Babel. Ah, this is really bad. Really, really bad. Ooh, Babel's a bad 9. Just me words not match his facial expression. Up. I mean, it's the most white crystal oil. When lit, the ink burns a bright yellowy green. It makes for a great science experiment. Here, give it a try with this. Yes, well, I understand your enthusiasm, but the amount you gave me earlier is enough. See, that's too bad. In that case, why don't you have a few more of these coupons? I got plenty. I have plenty of those too! Where is he conjuring these from? That's right. Okay. Oh. Oh dear. If people were to find out that a murder occurred in our emissary, the number of tourists would plummet, as would our revenue. It'd be a disaster. What are we going to do? He does seem worried. Perhaps I should refrain from bringing this up. This key coming from a knife? That's some trick. This key was originally stolen from your emissary 7 years ago. Yes. My, this is fascinating. Are you listening to me at all, Ambassador? Oh, this is really, really fascinating. He's so sore and playing with the key that my voice is failing to reach him. Mr. Edgeworth! You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't have much else. Sorry, I don't have much else I'm enjoying as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Ah, well... I take it he has found nothing of any particular use, as usual. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from the Ambassador Paladino. Oh? What is this something interesting? Yes, sir! Wow, that's so pretty! I'm so jealous! That's a real treasure there! Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So apparently if you burn this special white crystal oil that they own, Nick and Babao, it burns this green color, sir! Interesting. It was a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babel should the oil run out. Hey, come here! What about these silhouettes? They sucks some cutouts on the inside of the lantern so project the images. Oh? Silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I'm supposed to be asking for an update in the investigation. Hey, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you could do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why is Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Ah, well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. Ah, I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Hey, where are you going? Are you heading back to Alibahis? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. Oh, I see. There's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country. And that's the gist of it. Babel is just as strict as Alibahis in their inspection of the people and things that enter their country. Meaning that somehow, both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagrasu? In one way or another, Yatagrasu is connected. Of that I'm sure. Now then, where was the Yatagrasu first spotted? I believe it was the Rose Garden at the Bastion inside of the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Owl was to give a speech tonight. At least, that's what I heard the Yatagrasu. Yeah, that's where I heard the Yatagrasu had appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the Rose Garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a good look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? My guess is that it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be out of any use? There's a little water on it. How did the water get on it? Doesn't look like there's anything you could get wet from around here. I was thinking, they have concentrated at the open air stage from time to time, right? Alright, I'll find its owner later. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, will you be willing to hold on to this? What is this? It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. I thought that one day it'd be of some use in tracking her down. So I kept it safe all this time. Thank you. I'll be honored to hold on to it for you. Alright. Just looking at these scaffolds makes me want to climb them. I recommend you do not try. There was a fire burning here not too long ago. Yeah, but I think enough time's passed, so it should be alright. Thief Child says, if there's a height to be skilled, then skill it you must. Starting from Thief Child, would you care to explain what you just said? Oh. This bush looks like it's the perfect place to hide some sort of treasure, you know? Ah, but there is no treasure inside those things. Oh, too bad. But we do have a lot of treasures back in Palomel. Sounds great! I'll be sure to pay you guys a visit sometime for a 5-finger discount. Sure, we welcome you anytime. You sure you really want to invite a thief into your country with open arms? How come there's so many traffic cones? How come so many traffic cones are red and white? That's because they're highly visible from a great distance. Oh, is that why? So then the reason you're wearing that wine red suit is for visibility's sake? Please don't compare me to a ragged plastic traffic cone. We saw the show just beyond these doors, but it's been quite a number of hours now. Searcher, I ever told you that you talk like an old fogey? I was merely reminiscing. Is that such a crime? I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabasta now. I know. I'll go back to Battle Mill and do some more investigating there. March 14th, 9:50 p.m. Rose Garden. So you're back, Miles Edgeworth. Sorry. How are things in Battle Mill? Although, I can't really say I expect much from Scrippy and that girl. The investigation into Manakochin's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has. Ah yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now, I find it hard to believe. A person who can freely traverse between the two countries at will. Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I hear that this is where the witness claimed to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Abba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabasta. And that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadows of the mysterious figure appeared, and just as suddenly, it vanished. After that, there was a fire at the Balinese emissary that the Yatagarasu started. I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence. Alright. The statue bears a resemblance to the Prima Dux statue. The plaque says, King Prima Dux on the battlefield. In order to save the Queen, King Prima Dux put his life on the line and went to war. Though Prima Dux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what's surprising is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai assisted. I suppose there's that too. A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke the love to King Prima Dux. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue and she somehow made the leap to that. There's an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start upon it. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I have a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I fought to use my whip to capture the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way, so I was unable to land a single lash. I suppose this means that some other poor sap was hidden instead. Is it possible that the Yatagarasu hid in these bushes? Of course not! They're rose bushes! You've been spending so much time with Scruffy and that girl, they're rubbing off on you. That's alright. I'll wake you up from your stupor. Nah, the next time you feel like sleep talking, remember that I'll whip you for real. All I tried to do was offer up a possibility, and this is what I get? Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person running lights, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the picnic. Attention line? Well, that isn't Mr. Prosecutor. I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're to wrap up our bodyguard Simon at the end of the day. Only enough, I received word from his chief to return home on an urgent matter. As if I could be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear I'll find the truth and drag it screaming into the light. You with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. And naturally, you witnessed when the Yellow appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw the vehicle right, with my own 2 eyes. The Yellow was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlight was turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when the cry of, "It's the Yellow rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out. By the time we got to the area lit again, that thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found that the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or somebody I guess had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing's for certain, the Yellow was here. You're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yes.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. You're thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with the same shape, not among the staff or the audience members. My man, I've already done a thorough check on everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow. That sounds like a possible hypothesis. Agent Lang, I would like to ask your opinion on this piece of evidence. Are you joking? You're asking for my opinion? Our mutual goal is to search for the truth. In this case, wouldn't cooperation be best? Like she said, only cooperate with those you can trust. Sorry, but I'm not one to place my trust in you prosecutor scum so easily. I'll take that as a no. Let's just say, Agent Lang, I would like for you to take a look at this piece of evidence. And follow the trail that this piece leads us down, we'll eventually get to the truth. In that case, why don't we cooperate and help each other? No can do. I can't just trust someone working as a prosecutor that easily. Agent Lang, I would like... Oh. Agent Lang, what do you think about this piece of evidence? He may be the second, but he's just a peon imitating someone else. Just look at what happened to him, all because he was out for the national treasure. Like she said, one should always know one's place in life. This Ancient Lang has a lot to say in life, and on a lot of mundane topics as well. Something about this piece of evidence. That thing stinks to high heaven. Excuse me? Like always, I got a good sense of smell. And there's one nasty funk coming from that document. It's the smell of some dirty scoundrel's greed. I wouldn't mind having his sense of smell to help investigating this much. Covered in blood. The sight of blood brings out my wild side. What about you? Any special reaction to blood? No, not especially. This is why you prosecutors are all worthless. How does that have any bearing on how good or bad of a prosecutor someone is? And he says, inevitably, all who have evil in their hearts find themselves in hell. But we haven't found all the pieces of evidence. Or sorry, all the pieces of the truth yet. I've come too far to go home before I see it all with my own two eyes. In that case, our goals are the same, so shouldn't we be cooperating with each other? We're on two different pages, you and I. And I don't trust any living thing that calls itself a prosecutor, got it? What's the logic? Okay. Suppose Ambassador Alba was sat in his chair. Ambassador Alba is very elderly. The chairperson prepared for him should he have gotten tired during his speech. In that case, why didn't he plan to make his speech sitting down in the first place? The ambassador is also quite prideful, that's why. Sounds like my old principal from grade school, who speaks at assemblies. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. This pool's water is also used for putting out fires. Let's see. Oh? The pool stopped filling itself automatically. Fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool reaches a certain level. The pool water reaches a certain level. This water is used to put out fires. I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level. It suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in these emissary. I guess I'll take some notes about it, just in case. How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. That's what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool's not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think I'm the type who just jump into the pool and swim around for fun? Objection! All right then. Did you by any chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. You're my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kind of lost sight of him when I shook hands with the imposter. So, I'm pretty sure he was around here when I lost him. You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how was it again? Hold it! Sorry. This is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick? The pink princess. The pink princess? Hold it! Miss Von Karma? I was a bit confused by that man's words for a bit there. However, I believe what he's looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase, an astonishing fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. No, he's unrelated to the murders. He sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. Sudden appearance and disappearance shadow of the Yellow Grasu. I believe I've figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now, let's hear what you know on the subject. I think we get to get punished for this one. Alright. Don't really cast this shallow like Ross.
Take that!
The sudden appearance and disappearance shadow of the Yalagrasu. Is it not possible that it was created by this statue?
Objection!
Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shell of the Yalagrasu. You are correct. However, this statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? The real form of Yalagrasu's shadow.
Take that!
Oh, okay. Francesca, if you could take a look at this, don't you find it a bit... No, as I thought. You see, I was merely testing you just now. You have no time to waste on your pompous talk. So get on with your explanation already. I guess Francesca couldn't handle my point. It's alright. Let's feel again. Now. Only really one thing that can explain how it was cast, and it must be this.
Take that!
Why did I do the other way? The other statue.
Take that!
Alright, let's get those points back and do it again.
Take that!
Okay.
Objection! Take that!
It's another statue? Okay. The Yalagrasu's shadow was made from the shadows of these two statues. Man, what do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in the panic state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared, you believe that the two shadows will create the Yalagrasu shadow? Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yalagrasu. First, we set up a spotlight that cast a shadow of King Pyramidux and the battlefield. The shadow of the king statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Likewise, if we set a light up on the queen who spoke to the king, who spoke of love to King Pyramidux, her silhouette will also appear on the backdrop of the stage. So if we were to combine the two shadows, it looks nothing like the Yalagrasu. Miles Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Francesca. Why the light needs to show on the queen statue is wrong. What do you mean by that? I believe that the whole of the king's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in that In the case of the Queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow. Only one part? Yes. And that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yanagrasu's shadow. Why didn't you set it up in the first place? You're right. I apologize. Now, what part of the Queen statue was used to complete the Yanagrasu's shadow?
Take that!
Think back to what's missing in our shadow. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of? Ah! That's right. It can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Franciska, can we please adjust the spotlight's position so that it only shines on the Queen's left hand? Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. And pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. I think the guests must have moved the spotlight around. Spotlight, sorry. Which we can assume was also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yanagrasu's shadow had vanished. Which means that the shadow was constructed from the very beginning. You see, Yanagrasu did not visit Alibes tonight. The only country that he visited was Babel, although it can be assumed that Yanagrasu had an accomplice in Alibes. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet. But I assumed it was the person who set up the shadow show. Since that the biggest clue yet to solving this case is the assistance of the accomplice. His accomplice. How's the investigation going? Oh, how's the investigation going? Detective Bad, have you come to join us in the investigating the Yanagrasu? I've left the murder in Ancient Lang's charge. Sorry, my only target from the very beginning is the Yanagrasu, so yes. So, what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Oh. Give me a second. I missed the trophy and I want to grab it. Taking a little bit of a breather here. Let me be right back so we can just get that scene back up. Alright. I want to grab that trophy now. Alright. So, alright, I've got it up here, so I'm trying to speed for it here. Alright, so we're just gonna speed through this for a minute here, because I missed the... thing.
Hold it!
Alright.
Not so fast! Hold
Look
it!
at that. So yeah, we're taking a brief moment backtrack here.
Objection!
Alright. Because we only get one chance to this, so... just backtracking here. Alright. Yeah, we might as well try to get the
Objection!
Hold it!
bottom wire out.
Not so fast!
Oh, okay.
Hold it! Not so fast!
I can remember this one.
Hold it! Not so fast!
Oh, it was the fur. It was the second one. It's the fur one.
Hold it!
Alright, so yeah, we're just speeding through because I missed it. I messed up something.
Not so fast! Not so fast! Not so fast!
Alright.
Hold it! Take that! Not so fast!
Okay.
Hold it!
Yeah, I messed this up. This was a trophy we could have picked up, so we're taking a little detour to grab this.
Hold it!
Okay. With his sword drawn and ready, there's a certain aura fella around. And she says, those who hold a sword hold an equally strong will. It's said that the weapon one holds reflects the strength and will of one character. I wonder if this was created as a show of the country's majesty. Oh, then what does Franny's whip... Oh, what does Franny's whip say about the kind of... It says I'm ready to exact punishment on those who break the law. Why are you glaring at me? I thought you understood I'm not the killer. I believe in your case, you wish to exact punishment before anything else happens. There's a shield on his back. I wonder if that's supposed to mean His back is covered. Huh. Then she says, those with a shield on their back deflect all enemies behind them. It means that he's ready for any blindside attacks that may come his way. In July, there was no need to attach overly complex means to such a simple thing. Ha! You didn't seem to get 19 cents, so I was just explaining it to you. Saying itself is what I'm referring to when I say overly complex, you know? There we go. Fix the problem. Alright. Now, let's get back to the actual thing, because then we got that trophy out of the way. Back to the present. Sure, but you may regret it. We're here because we're ready to face whatever may come. So if you please... When people hear a commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Alright. Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. What in the world? Yellow Grassi is flying through the air? The times, they are a change. It's not just mine. With evidence, even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fire, on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see from the emissary from. See, this was taken after the fire. The blur in this picture took off from Babalini's emissary. I flew over the boundary and headed for the emissary of Alabasta.
Objection!
This is simply not possible! People aren't capable of flight! Is that a fact? I had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Actually, come to think of it, I come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Turnabout Big Top and Bridge of a Turnabout. Maybe it happened more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the yellow grass who took off from the Bahamese emissary, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to Bahamel investigation for a bit. Alright. What a farce. Turns out that what I thought was the Yellow Shell was just some statues instead. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. Everyone was in a panic. I thought you'd come over to throw some sarcasm remark in my face. Of course not. You know, we're both of one mind in pursuit of the truth. But are we really of one mind, though? I'll be returning to investigation now. I'll contact you if I find anything. Sure, stubborn as a rock. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now come on, let's get back to our investigation. Yes, let's. A ladder. Actually, that's a stapler. They're exactly the same thing. Well, we had this conversation literally quite a few minutes ago. Okay. Let's go. March 14th, 10:48 p.m. Ballerina's Emissary Secretary's office. I think, after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay. Have you found Molly's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Palado. I've yet to find his killer. And I guess his murderer really is the work of this Yanagrassi. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yanagrassi. The real Yanagrassi is a noble vigilante who's only out to steal the truth. Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Palino. Actually, there is one thing you can do. Would you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh sure, please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it'll bring us to mind to Mrs. Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Palino. You're a total gentleman. You don't have to waste such nice words to me, little miss. Hey, Sir Palino. No suit sure got chummy awfully quickly. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Well, yeah, I came in this room. The person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that the person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer. We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key the Yanagrassi stole 7 years ago was found here. It signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it. That woman's almost definitely Mr. Cochin's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved here. Speaking of the Yanagrassi mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too? Yes, he's been chasing after the Yanagrassi for all these years. Uncle Bad. Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire. What? This kind of looks like a person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yanagrassi after all? I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything before that. In any case, let's not dwell any more and pick up our investigation where we left off. The safe wasn't opened at the time of the fire. You could tell because the inside wasn't burned, right? Yes, and thanks to the safe's fire resistance, the smuggling evidence was preserved. Aren't these grand? They also the wonderful promise of treasures within. Well, this one certainly did have a few inside. It appears this was heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started assembling everything. There's a bottle of Bellamy's ink on Mr. Cochin's neck. And it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Paladino, it looks like your precious Bellamy's ink is all right after all. What? That's odd.
Hold it!
Master, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? It appeared that this cess also fell victim to the fire. But it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we can rifle through this drawer bed. I suppose we really should take a look. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere.
Eureka!
The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right! What is it? It looks like something straight out of Moment Valley. Reading. Oh yes, that notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We have been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see? Yes, I do. And you do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fire? Ambassador Paladino, I wonder if you might recognize the writing in this note, the handwriting in this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case. Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alibahis. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered the Mask 2. The Mask 2? In this note? Yes. It was a request from Manny Cochin for the Mask 2 to steal the statue. What? Manny? Tried to steal the Alibahis Prima the statue? We would know for sure if you could run a handwriting analysis. Master, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Country later to run an analysis. I can't believe that many would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There's one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you could tell me would be a great help, Ambassador. This looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting on it? No, I better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times. Yep, but you're always touching all sorts of things at the crime scenes. That's because I'm a prosecutor, and it's part of my job to examine things. And it's my job to be a great thief. Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. Mr. Cochin's body has been taken in for an autopsy. White outlines all this That's left to tell us the tale of this murder. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There were more than one tonight? There's more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Japanese emissary tonight. What a bother all that was. Wait! But the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin Ninja show. Ah, well, the first occurred at the start of the Jammin Ninja show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floor of our emissary was caught on fire. That one caused panic among the theater goers. We decided to keep it internal. And the fire after the Jammin Ninja show was the second one of the night? Exactly. The fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fire, on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. Then, what was the extent of the damage in the second fire? The second fire was contained in this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was left over for embers from the fire on the floor above it that caused it. That's, how should I put this, a very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, my office here, Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. Alright. I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Pelino. Oops! I've been pretty sure I'm getting his name wrong quite a bit here. Look at me going on. Now then, what was it that you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts for the day were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Kochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yes, very well. Let's see. I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First I woke up and then I brushed my teeth. After that, I had a roll for breakfast.
Hold it!
Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant part for me? Oh! You like a condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you. So, what did Mr. Kochin and you do this morning? Well, originally, we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin Ninja. Manny and I wanted to turn into a photo op, so we were here tying up his office. Helped clean Mr. Kochin's office? Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovations. Which is why both the primitive statue and the Baba's knife are set down here. Sorry. Let's see. Oh, but the time didn't take much, really. We just burnt some flies we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? About that, I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger? Oh, he was very good at being mad. Being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Baba's ink on the back wall when I was burning the fires, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Talk about the boss getting bossed around. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do. Being an ambassador and all. Which? Fireplace, huh? Nobody's office has them too. Two? There is a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alibaba's office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace. If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You could climb inside and we could play hide and seek. You come out covered in soot. I think not. Ah! You have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. I was gonna say, oh, then you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Alright. Well, my and I went in together to the theater Neutralis. Okay, we had to be there for the start of the Samurai stage show. Okay, after the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were to get her until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater because I was to take part in the photo ops on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo at the end. Photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo with the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my handshake photo op with the Jammin Ninja. Seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I skipped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the emissary staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. See. Ambassador Pelino, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? I wonder if you might tell me what you've noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. When I did, I was greeted by a roaring green flame! The flame was so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all.
Hold it!
The fire was green? What was the cause? Well, white crystal oil burns green when it splits, as you can see by this lantern. Balinese ink is made the same oil, which means it would also burn green. No, I too have thought it was Manny's ink that have caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out that there's still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the waxing green flame. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired the mask too. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, okay, we were to determine which statue was the real one as part of today's event. Oh, but because of the Yatagrasu and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? Alright. I'm actually believe the rest of the event has been cancelled. Receive. Bahamon statue, well, it's just a replica. And Mr. Cochin know about that Bahamon Supreme statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, let me handle it, it'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Coctopia. Time, I thought he was trying to cheer me up. But when I saw the note, I realized he was serious.
Hold it!
Mr. Cochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assumed he did and all that to ensure that you are the next Coctominium ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't have an answer yet as to why he was trying so hard. But I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kind. Oh, here you are, Miss Ashworth! Detective Gumshoe, have you collected that information that I requested? Yep, got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all. What is it? What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on this room that I got from the emissary and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, detective. It was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bon. What do you mean? As prosecuting detective, your dynamite is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm gonna find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yanagazi, just like my father, right?
Hold it!
Huh. Please don't ask me the question to which I have no answer to, okay? However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. You bet! So what now, Mr. Ashworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yes? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon. Oh, you mean Little Thief? You're coming to rely on it, aren't you?
Hold it!
I don't need a crush like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. And the information Detective Gumshoe gathered and the ambassador's testimony, sorry. I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the first floor fire. You got it. Alright, here we go. Dark skies of evening, when no other bird dares to take wing. One alone remains all seen. Now witness the true power of a real modern day Rabbit Hood. It seems there are things beside what the ambassador mentioned that has changed. It's possible we might find the escape route the person K saw use as well. Ooh, what is this? Is it some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted. Really? That is certainly one interesting fight you have there, Miss Faraday. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. A fireplace, huh? So probably Office has them too. And two, there's a fireplace. And we found something. I think it's the same one. You can see the elephant emissary through this window. So, where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth? You can see it from here. I was on the 5th floor. That's when the Mask 2 was killed. What? You don't mean the Mask 2? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't turn a blind eye to this. Even though the Mask 2 was merely an imposter to the original? Okay. Alright. So, Battle is really into pushing their tourism industry, huh? Yes, it would appear that way. You know, I really love to take a trip. Hey, when do we take one after this case? You already have a destination in mind? Well, ideally, I'd like to go someplace where I could continue my thief training. And if you want to learn the fine art stuff, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jammin' Ninja TV show. Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth. I can't believe she took me seriously. So by this time, the premium section has already been swamped, right? Alright. They must have been, as this one's covered in soot. What mighty timing! Just as the two countries were about to become friends again too. It wouldn't matter if I stolen it down for it to be caught up in the fire. Okay, I think I understand your sentiment. However, if you were to engage in theft, I can't look the other way, right? If you could please stop stealing my lines. It looks like one of these knives was already missing before the fire began. So it would seem. Especially since the other two knife handles were burnt away. The remaining handles were swapped out with the handle from the main murder weapon. And Babylon's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babylon, don't you think? Alright. I'm not sure I would lump the relic statue in with the rest of the Balinese walls. This grandfather clock. It was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to the staff member, the clock was flushed against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now. I don't hear any chiming. Huh? That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged internal mechanisms or something? Ambassador Pillow, maybe take a look inside that clock. Sure, go right on ahead. Yes, at the country, if you could please inspect the insides of this clock. Yes, sir! I'm on it! Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir! It looks like a length of wire. But this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. But what was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock? It seems like No, it wasn't Mr. Pellet that put the wire in there. And perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did it. This must have been the large green flames Ambassador Pello saw. Flames like this, it's no wonder he couldn't get in. Okay, by the time you can through, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire had died out or something by that time. And this fire is only... And this fire in here only burned from the time the fire started on the first floor until the Yellow Grasso appeared and caused a stir in Bava, I suppose. Guess Mr. Random was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh? Yes, you could put it that way. And since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than that person you were chasing, of course. I knew it! That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Kochin's killer. That is very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you, and must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here. Okay, then maybe the Great Fire was to prevent anyone from coming in. But then, what did that person set on fire to make the green flame? Well, whatever it is that person burnt, it made a rather sizable flame. And since the fire is green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean. Yes, I do believe what you are thinking is exactly why these flames are green. Fire. The evidence burns the same color as these flames.
Take that!
This silhouette lantern. Its green flame comes from the white crystal oil it's burning. Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. I think we've now established that the green flames was caused by the white crystal oil. More, we know that there's only one other thing made from the white crystal oil. Oh, you mean the thing? You mean that thing Mr. Paleno was mistaken about, right? Yes, precisely. As we found it earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you vote me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. Okay. This is the thing that made from white crystal oil that Ambassador Paleno was mistaken about.
Take that!
Oh crap. It's not needed anymore, right? Great, then I'll go further for you. No, wait! Huh? Oh, why? I'm sure this piece is completely unnecessary. I mean, it didn't have anything to do with what we're talking about after all. Well, either way, can I have it back for now? I thought I was the one. Oh. Right.
Take that!
Let me set it back up again.
Take that!
Okay. So I'm gonna put. I think I jumped the gun thing. I'll learn to stop doing that.
Take that!
Alright. Balinese ink is made from white crystal oil. Oh! So it should burn the same color as the flame in the lantern, right? Yes, precisely. However, the green flame in this room were not from the Balinese ink. Because we found the ink Mr. Kochin used on his desk, right? Yes, however, We know that Mr. Kochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made use in all of that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flame. Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the Can you cover for me, Swerve? It appeared that I finally found it. The smuggling ring's real goal. And about me, see, this is the source of the green flame.
Take that!
Would you consume? Sorry, what would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made are circulating in Shangfa. You're kidding! You're saying that was Mr. Kochin who made the counterfeit bills? I am. And I believe you could even go as far as to say that he stole Baldi's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Kochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct? Why, yes, I do, and I do remember seeing him use it in the middle of the night. And never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because you're Secretary Scribes, you will need to be investigated as well. Ah, yes, I suppose so. It caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? Oh. It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Kochin and concealed this crime. For they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. Detective, you took part in the initial investigation, correct? Yep, sure did. I also helped put out those both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First I tried the elevator, and I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I'd have been burnt to a crisp. That's odd. We always warn our staff that in case of fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Oh? Maybe someone wrote it in a fit of panic? Detective, did you see the Yatagrasu that came into this emissary at all? I didn't personally. But the other staff members told me that they never got a good look at the person either, sir. I wondered if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagrasu was spotted in Alabest. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in the bottom mail, which caused some panic.
Hold it!
So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagrasu that entered Babel? Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive ID, you know. So it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more. A person in a long coat. Sounds like the exact same person I saw. The Yatagrasu that appeared in Alabahis was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of the fact, the Yatagrasu that appeared in Balamese is also suspect. You can't be serious! Not when we're this close to capturing the fake! I mean, Callisto Yu? The Yatagrasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Kochin, then disappeared? By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagrasu? I did, but, well, it's embarrassing as you, sir. I got separated from the other staff members. I was lost for a while there.
Hold it!
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were the guard, Detective? Yeah, I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Cage Rescue. Oh? Is that a fact? Yeah, it was when I was lost on Wonder Run in the third floor hallway, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed towards her right away. Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Kuchin's body. Yeah, I thought something like her, so I got real worried around as fast as I could. And the fact that coming that Mr. Sheena wasn't able to take me away. He covered me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon. So it's too bad that Ancient Sheena got here before I did. I wonder where Ancient Sheena was before you found her here. Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming from the room next door. He was in the Mr. Kochin. Had the rest cat. Ancient Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier. Oh, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu. She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing to me when you say that, sir? Examine everything in this office, but there is one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Miss Ambassador Palino about it. Ambassador Palino, there is something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office. It appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock. Ah, that's right. You also paid a visit to the Alabastarian side of the emissary. Oh, sorry. I was hearing Bassi's. You actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentions that. Which is why the building is blatantly is magical. So, no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even when the art is located as the same, as my room is currently under renovation. It works so hard. We worked hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office. You mean for your hand and shake photo op with the Jamming Ninja? Yes, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like it's worth it if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Balame's obsessively competitive spirit with the Alabastrians, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I need to connect the dots. Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Don't know what's up. I'm feeling really tired. Oh, I see. I have some. Okay, she was in the room next to Mr. Kochin's trying to rest K. Our facing valleys, emissaries on the room fishing at the bottom. Parapet with that. Oh yeah. Let's try this. Nice. The Alabastarian and Balami sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As you know to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway. A secret passageway? In Alabastarians, the fireplace tended to have a revolving back wall. A revolving wall? It sounds like something out of a ninja heist. Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir? What? This emissary who's that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting money do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real and what you know about this room. What do you mean for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this. Agreed. My first thought that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace. It's possible someone used the revolving fireplace. I need to examine it more. It just looks like another fireplace, doesn't it? So, how do you turn it again? An element is I pushed where The X was on the far wall of the fireplace. Why is he an expert there, sir? Let me see what happens when I push it.
Hold it!
Ah, you scared me, sir. There's something about this fireplace that is in the contradiction to the facts. Huh? Well, we found an axe where you fought there, B1, right? You did. But that's not what I refer to. Something is missing from this scene. What does this contradiction mean for us? Yeah. Let's try some. Let's hold this off for a while. Nope, I did not mean to hit the logic button again.
Eureka!
Ambassador Pelino, you said you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct? Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right, but why are you asking? Why are you making such a scary face? I'm sorry, I'm a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find all about it. Let's see. Huh? Where did all the ashes go? The ashes should be in the fire. I'm missing. Where did they go? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Palino is lying, do you? No, there is no reason for him to lie. I don't believe his testimony is wrong either. It is the fireplace that is causing the contradiction. Hey, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me. You got all on in the ashes from the files on. Sounds like we pretty much figured everything out, huh? Huh? Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us. Oh, why, since come on! You're about to douse us again, right? Oh, you mean that? Well, it's what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know? There is really no need for you two to dance around the name of what I'm about to do. Push this ash mark the fireplace wall should turn. A foaming fireplace wall, that's neat, sir! We should hurry up and...
Hold it!
Wait, detective, there is something we need to examine about this first. Besides which, there's also something I'd like to test. Like what, sir? I'll tell you later, detective. For now, let's continue with the investigation. The ashes of Ambassador Palino left here have disappeared. We followed where this piece of information leads, we should be able to see the truth. It's time to use your secret weapon, right? Yeah, go on, sir. Use your special skill. I'll ignore your strange phrase for now and focus on the information we have instead. It's a little further. Since the truth lie on just the other side of this. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Master Palino said that he spilt some Balamese ink while he was burning the files. And yet there is not a trace of the spilt ink on the back wall anywhere. Well then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used. Hey. Then you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through here? Through there? Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. and after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route. I have, but this is only beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down. Escape through the fireplace. The person K was chasing used the fireplace to escape into the next room. Also, Bobby's emissaries undergoing ratification from Talabam. Yeah. If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room. Well, the person who was in the next room was... Oh! It was that person, sir! Yes, Detective. Ancient Shina. Alright, if there's a 2P container, we're gonna wrap up. It's looking more and more like Mr. Shina is the killer, isn't it? Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. More, she claimed that it would have only been you that killed Mr. Kochin. I don't have any proof yet. However, I know she is hiding something from us. Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss Shina herself?
Hold it!
No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe? Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I have two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run the handwriting analysis on the Master 2's notes. Okay, I'll get the lock points on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? Next decade. Of course now! We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we? Go on, Gummy, you can do it! Alright, I'm gonna do this like a real man. Here I go! For the fireplace, I'm back! You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for a glimpse for such a simple task, Detective. Wow, the wall inside the fireplace really did turn! That's so neat! Now, I want to try going through there too. Really? Is the secret passage through there? I had no idea. It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Bahamese ink you spilled, Ambassador. It's there on the back wall. Okay, here we go, sir.
Hold it!
Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer. Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff. And your point is, now we're short on time. So if you could please hurry on through. Yeah, yes, sir. Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few mysteries to solve. Such as the Yadagrosa's whereabouts, the other smuggling remembers, 2 weapons that made it across the borders, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. The fact we haven't figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies. So Edgeworth, a number of pieces is connected in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said that it's easy if you follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay? If it's great info you need, come here, I can help with that. Then all you have to do is show off your fancy smashing deductions. Show off. It seems like I'm being boastful when I do that. Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused, like a laser, on only what seems straight and out of place. It's no wonder nothing clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Okay. That's the sort of thing I say to myself. When I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? That is something I hope practice doesn't make perfect. For your sake. Yay! Looks like you're back to your shit-lit self again. I'm back, sir! Yes, I can see that. Good work, Detective. Looks like you can use the fireplace like a door, sir. Are you alright, Gummy? I'm okay, it's just a bit of ash and dust, that's all. The dragon has gotten quite filthy. I see the helm has practically turned black. Oh well. Quite a bit of the unburnt oil got on, sir. I see. Thank you, detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. What? Oh no, sir. I could never. This is just my own coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it clean. But, you know. I see. Very well then. As you wish. But because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact. And that is... I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir. I'll be back before you know it. The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Imperium Neutralis, along with Ancient Lion and Ancient Shina. Okay, that was stupid again. Okay. I think we're actually getting close to the end. Either that or fair... Or maybe still a bit off. Let's see, is it still middle or... It's still middle. Alright. I'm gonna wrap things up here. Hope you guys have a this week. We're back on this Wednesday, so I definitely will finish this night. Because I think I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna take a while. But no, that'll be it. I'll see you next time. Bye.